So we like to talk a lot about defund the police around here and how it's been a big idea over the summer with the Black Lives Matter protests and all of these crazy things that have been happening. There's been a lot of movement in this country, and thankfully a lot of it has been to the left. Sadly, not all of it, but that's a topic for another day. Defund the police has been a policy that's been a little fraught. Lots of people like the idea, lots of people dislike the idea, lots of people like the idea and dislike the framing. Lots of people like the framing and dislike the it's a whole bunch of stuff. Me personally, I just think it's hard to convey what you actually mean when you just say defund the police, like take the money that the police have and then just sit it in a big pile, and then lots of people can walk up and look at the pile. There's like another layer of conversation that needs to go on there, but that's also a topic for another day. This idea, thankfully, took root in Austin, Texas, of all places, Texas, that has been, thankfully, but slowly over the years been moving further to the left, and lots of organizers in Texas have not been waiting for the entire state to turn blue. They have been taking action right now in their municipal governments to actually make change happen. What they did in Austin was defund their police department. They took money out of their police department budget, and then they took that money and put it towards buying 2 buildings in the city for homeless people to sleep. Now that's amazing. We're going to get into the details of that in a second, but this should tell you something. What can we learn off of this? We can learn where lots of us feel helpless when it comes to where we see the government going right now on a federal level. You need to be looking down, further down, okay? And I'm not just talking about on a state level, because even there you can feel really helpless. I mean, I'm in Kentucky, okay? We voted for Mitch McConnell. There's not too much I can do on the state level at the moment. Look even further down. Your city. That's where lots of power can be taken. You can make so much change there. You can talk to your city council. You can talk to people on the ground, your neighborhood. You can knock on doors. You can email people, you can make Facebook groups of people in your area, and all of this together can help you reclaim lots of power that has been lost, that they don't want you to remember is actually there for you to grab onto and make the world a better place. Even if it's just for the people in your city, you won't be able to change the entire world, but you'll be able to change your city if you put enough work into it in the future. I want to get into what Austin did because it's absolutely amazing and should be a massive template for anybody in the future looking to do anything like what they do. But before we do, I'd like to ask, hey, if you're watching and you like what we do, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you really want to, leave a comment and even hit the bell so you get notified about when we upload a video. It would really mean a lot. Help us get to 1,000 subarinos. I really appreciate you. If the measure passes, the city will spend approximately $16 million from its Housing and Planning Department's general obligation bonds to acquire the 2 properties and use the money from the $6.5 million fund taken from the police department's budget to provide services to residents of the hotels. At a full capacity, which wouldn't happen this year, services operating costs for these 2 hotels is expected to be about $3.8 million annually. That's not too bad. In the wake of the BLM protest this summer, we made a significant cut to policing dollars and reinvested that into things like this. The city council member, I don't want to butcher this guy's name. Gregorio. That's actually a pretty sick name. Caesar. Wait, look at this guy's name. Wait, unironically, I wish I had a name like this. His name's sick as hell. See, he sounds like an emperor of Rome. Gregorio Caesar, who led the effort to cut the police funding and sponsored an amendment last August to set aside about $6.5 million in reoccurring funds to be used for permanent supportive housing and service. This guy is doing so much work in Austin. He's like one of the only good things about Texas right now. That's the only reason we're able to do this. In Austin, the city council voted to immediately cut over $20 million from the police department's budget. Another almost 80 million, I keep saying million. Another $80 million will be taken out of the police department's budget by moving certain civilian functions out, like dispatch and forensic labs, though that money will be spent on funding those civilian functions and not within the department. Some civilian members have asked to postpone the vote so they can spend more time hearing from the community members and business near the hotels. At a council meeting on Monday, some council members suggested that the city explore opening more sanctioned campgrounds where people experiencing homelessness will be able to continue to live outside. What the fuck? Listen, instead of giving them homes, how about we just give them a little homeless park? What about we make a little like a homeless Disneyland, you know? You give them a couple of swings, you give them a couple of trash cans, maybe a porta potty or 2, you know, just let them just sit there, just give them dirt. Giving them like guaranteed state jobs. I mean, yeah, that would be cool, but like those programs do sound cool. It actually helps the city be cleaner too, and gives them more options than you know, crime or anything. It's crazy. Like when you give people options to do anything other than sit around and do nothing, they usually take it. It's wild. It's a wild thing, isn't it? It's almost like if you just give people a chance, they'll be able, more likely than not, they'll actually surprise you and improve their own lives. It's wild. I just love how they're like, hey, listen, let's slow it down. You want to put them in a home? You want to give them rooms? How about we just let them sleep outside? But like, hey, I love the middle ground to giving them homes and doing what we're doing right now is let's let them live in a little place off to the side. Give them their own like little dirt patch where the police won't club their heads in for sleeping. Under the proposal, Austin would buy a property from Candlewood Suites and another property from Texas Bungalow Hotel. I wouldn't ever lay my head in a place that has the name Bungalow. Both hotels are near retail services and public transit. Sounds great. Sounds like honestly the best place for it. Wait, we want to make them functioning members of society and not put them in private prisons? Huh? That's crazy. Yeah, it's a plan. Giving people a chance is a plan so crazy it just might work. Maybe. The Candlewood Suites Hotel was built in 2018 and has 83 rooms, all with full kitchenettes and air conditioners. What? That sounds like exactly what they need. The property also includes amenities and other, like a computer room, on-site laundry, a fitness room, and outdoor patios. But dude, what the fuck? This sounds great. Wait, what? They have full kitchenettes so they can make their own food. They can wash their clothes, they can work out, they're near public transit. It's almost like exactly what a person needs to be able to pick their life up. Wow. Sign me up. Yeah, I want one. Wait, I want to be homeless now. Now let's force them out into the cold streets, then give them cops to hit them with clubs, tasers, and tear gas if we see them. Yeah, it's like a little cat and mouse game. It keeps them on, it makes sure that they stay fit, keeps them on their toes. They constantly have to be looking over their shoulder about where they sleep, can only sleep for like an hour at a time until a cop comes over and kicks them in the jaw for sleeping outside of the local Hardee's. Some of the current guest rooms may be converted into additional common areas or office space, though the property will still provide roughly 80 units of permanent supportive housing once it's complete. The city's goal has traditionally been 100 permanent supportive housing units a year, and sometimes wouldn't even reach that. That's very low, actually, in a place like Austin. And here we are in January, and we'll be able to blast through that goal. This is funding that was previously going to over policing every single year, and now will go to efforts to get folks off the street. This needs to be something in every single city. There should be a constitutional amendment forcing something like this to be in every single city. There's no possible reason why we should have such a crazy homeless crisis when we can do stuff like this all the time, or we can make sure that every single person has a place to live so they can get off the street and get back to and be able to actually build wealth, to actually move out and be able to work for themselves. How do you get a job when you don't have a place of residence? Good luck, dude. It's not even that much money. Like, come on. It's only part of the $6 million plan. That's amazing. You can give 140 people a chance to get off the street and actually get in a home with a kitchenette, laundry, place to work out, communal space, everything that they need to improve their lives. Just giving them a single chance to make it off the street, all for less than $6 million. All taking it from over policing. Stop clubbing these people's heads in. Less money to this anti-homelessness architecture. What a great use of money. Actually put it towards something that helps people.